Right.
I don't know what happened, but thank you.
Right. So, Kanish, I mean, how's your journey been so far? You've been studying in the UK. Can you just tell us how it all
Right.
started? Why did you decide to study in the UK?
So I'll start in a chronological order, right? Why I decided to study in the UK. It was one of the most lucrative locations for students because it was offering a 2-year post-study work visa with very less requirements from the students, right? Just IELTS. Some of them required GMAT and GRE, but that was very rarely. And it's easy to be here, although all majority of my time has been gone in COVID, but I think it's fun to be here. It's a great place to be. Leeds is a top university, so it was a no-brainer to select that from the multiple choice that I had to take admission in. So that's why I'm here.
All right, great. So, Kanish, how soon did you get your visa, and how was your journey? How did all come through?
Right. So, first of all, thank you to you and your team, more specifically Garima, because she was there from the start till the end. She helped me a lot, right? And it wasn't that much of a time comparing to people that I know are coming now, because it was peak COVID when I applied for visas and everything. So mine got done within 1 month. But I know for a fact that it's taking a bit longer for other people now because the queue is longer. So yeah, so it wasn't
even now the student visa process has a time frame of around 15 working days. From the time you apply, you can receive your visa within 15 working days. I think that is one of the major advantages of the UK is that the requirements aren't that huge. Plus, the visa process is quite simplified. So I think it's one of the best countries that you can choose to study abroad in the current scenario, especially after COVID. All right, Kanish. So, could you tell us which subject and which course you're studying right now?
Right. So I'm just waiting my final results for MSc Financial Risk Management at University of Leeds. It's a core finance master's degree of 1 year. I've been in finance since my graduation. So continuing on that, I decided to take admission into this role. Right, it's all about how the finances of the world works in more detail than what I've done in the past, theoretically, and also a lot about how equities, the derivatives market works, and all of that. So it was pretty interesting. Yeah, and the whole course kept me on my toes throughout the year.
Yeah, obviously because it's a 1-year master, so I'm pretty sure it must be very intensive. Like they teach you 2 years worth of stuff within a year. So
yeah, I think it wasn't as it wasn't that bad, but it was fun. So I think that helped keep it lighter than the way you said it. In the lack of words, yeah.
And so when you moved into the UK and you started living in the Leeds, how did you manage your studies and your work? Were you working part-time somewhere? How did you manage both? Yeah.
No, so I did not work part-time at all. I was completely focused on the studies, the course itself, and obviously, enjoy myself while I was in the new place. So, that's how I spent.
And are you looking for jobs right now, currently, since you're waiting for your results to come in?
Yes.
Okay. So how would you recommend others who are looking for a job? So what would be your tips to people who are looking for a job in the UK?
Yeah. So the tip would be I was thinking about this question because it was obvious that you were going to ask me such a question. So I was thinking about it earlier, and one thing that I would want to do differently than I have approached the job market here after or during my course would be that you keep applying when you join the university. Have a conversation, get the other company on the table to have a discussion with you, and then negotiate when you can start. Right. So if for example, your course starts in January. Obviously, the first 3 months goes like that. So after that, once you have everything in order, once you're used to being in a new place and everything, I would say start applying. Get the companies on the table and negotiate with them when you can start. If let's say, for graduate students, more importantly, freshers who would like to go through the graduate route, the timeline is September, October, when the companies are hiring in bulk. And if you're a Jan intake, that timeline doesn't really work for you. So you can probably negotiate and get a contract term, part-time start in September or October, and then once your course is over, you can join full-time. So I would suggest that people should always be looking to join. And right now I'm in a bit of a panic stage where I need a job, and there's just so many options out there, but the hiring is a bit slow.
Right. So there are jobs basically in the job market in the UK. It's just that it depends. Your timing should fit in, right? You and your employer.
Exactly.
Gel together.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct. So you would recommend people to go for a September intake, is that correct? Because then your timelines would match better with the employer's hiring schedule and everything.
That's not what I'm saying. See, the timeline wise, I think there are a few courses that don't offer September now, since these things have changed during COVID. So for that reason, I think your course starting doesn't matter. It's how you approach it. That's what, that's the takeaway that I would be, highlighting.
Correct. So how do you look for jobs generally in there? What are the ways in which you get in touch with the employer?
Okay. Right. So University of Leeds doesn't have a placement cell as of yet, or I don't even know if they're planning to have one, but they do organize multiple career fairs throughout the year to put companies who actually have who have openings to offer with the students, and that's how you connect with them and make a relationship and approach them. And again, if everything works well for you, you can have a negotiation and discussion about how to start and when to start. So the career fairs being one. LinkedIn opportunities. There is tons of opportunities on LinkedIn. Once you find a few, you can always go to the company sites and look for more in detail. But majorly, my experience has been that anything that is available on LinkedIn is available on the company site as well, and vice versa. Then there is Indeed and Read. These are job portals pretty much like we have in India as well. So these are pretty well detailed jobs. There are hiring agencies who also post some jobs on these portals, and then they'll help you. They'll get in touch with you, and then they'll amplify the reach.
Right. Perfect. Well, that works really well. I think we've been interrupted by network issue. Can you hear me again?
Yeah. Sorry?
Can you hear me? Am I audible enough?
I can hear you. Yeah. There's a bit of lag. I don't know why. Yeah.
All right. So again, what would be your tip for someone who's looking to study in the UK? What's one big lesson that you'd probably tell them that before you start your journey to study in the UK? What is one advice that you'd like to give other students?
I think, it's all we're all in a new place. I mean, especially for me, like this is the first time I moved out of my house for such a long time. So just find people who make you feel, very comfortable around you, make you feel like you're at home so that you don't feel homesick. And apart from that, yes, approach your studies the way that the university suggests you. Yeah, they have amazing support out here, and you just have to ask for it. Because nobody's a mind reader, so you have to actually approach your staff and your professors, and anything you need will be provided to you. I mean, that's the support that I got during COVID when I was doing my course online. So I can absolutely imagine how amplified that support would be when you're actually meeting them face to face.
All right, that's wonderful to hear that the university supported you throughout the tough times, and there was constant support that was provided to you, right? That's absolutely wonderful to hear. And again, how was your schedule while you were studying? You used to go to university every day, or you were having some free time in between to complete your other work and assignments?
Time management is again it's a big lesson to learn. I hope everybody understands that. And I mean, I was a little late to that lesson, but there is plenty of time in the day to do anything you want apart from your studies as well. And I know a few people who are doing part-time and they were able to manage their studies very well as well. So it's to each his own. But yes, there is enough time for you to study, learn, and enjoy yourself in a new place if that's what it is.
Okay, great. How did you spend your time while you were studying?
Right. So I think for the first few months I was trying to explore the city that I was in. So in Leeds, so the university has this cycle program where you can rent a bike and move around.
Right.
So I took a bike, and the terrain out here is uneven. It's all either upwards or downwards. Not a lot of flats. So it was tiresome, but I did manage to get out for an hour or two on my bike to just explore the city around. So it was that's how I did in the beginning. But now as more and more things came in, so I'm in my room more. But yes, being social always helps. So there are plenty of events and everything happening.
Okay, that's great. So Kanish, again, if you could just let us know how how did you start with your journey in the UK? Like, what was the decision? What made you decide that you wanted to study in the UK, and what made you decide to study at Leeds, at University of Leeds?
Right. So I mean, see, I needed to have another master's under my belt, because I have a work experience of 5 years with JP Morgan. But during all those years while I was working, I knew that my knowledge wasn't sufficient for me to be where I wanted to be, career-wise. So for that reason, I always knew that I needed to get a master's. When I started searching, that's when I wasn't initially looking at UK. It was later that UK announced that they were giving this 2-year post-study work visa, which wasn't the case originally. That caught my eye because moving out, we all just want to have some years of experience in another economy before we all either come back to India or move wherever the life takes us. But the point is, the University of Leeds is an amazing university. It's one of the top universities to offer a finance course that I was looking for, and this was the only one that gave me financial risk management. The rest were either finance or accounting related only, and this was more specialized and in the direction that I wanted to move. And I was fortunate enough to get the admission here.
Okay, great. So we're pretty glad to see you where you are right now, and it's great that you achieved so much in so little time. Within a year, you've completely drastically changed from what you were here in India, and now that we see you, you're sitting there holding a master's degree, and then you're in Leeds. I'm looking for a job. Hopefully, you will be working soon in a couple of months' time.
Thank you.
So I'm so glad to see you and have you here today. It's been a pleasure, and we'll stay in touch, definitely. Absolutely. Great. So thank you, Kanish, once again for your time today.
Most welcome.
And see you again soon on one of our Candid Talks.
Absolutely. I'm glad to be here, right? And thank you for getting in touch. And again, thank you to you and your team, because you guys helped me be here right now. So absolutely, credit where it's due. I have amazing support, and you guys are part of that support that I had and have.
Thank you. Glad to hear that. All right. Thank you.
All right. Cheers. Thank you.